Hey, what's going on everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force, and in today's video we're going to do exactly what I said I was going to do, and that's going to be Should You Core for Silver Sable. Now we're going to try and put some of the drama of this week to one side, namely all the stuff around Overpower, and we're here to talk about Silver Sable and the Vigilantes team. We're here to talk about some of the upcoming content that is going to be using them, namely the XAVIER saga and the upcoming Pocket Dimension, which we're going to touch on, and I'm going to remind people again about that because that's going to be coming in next week. And all of this to answer the question of whether or not she's worth your cores or any of the other Vigilante characters. We'll do a little bit of a recap on that as well. But before we get to that, I do want to let you know, guys, about something I'm doing. Hey everybody, so some of you may or may not know that I've been playing Raid Shadow Legends for about the last 3 months or so, and I want to share with you why this is the best time to start playing Raid. Now, some really cool stuff is that if you download using the QR code or in the description down below, there's a link there, you can get yourself a free Legendary Eleneral and 2 free Epic Champions, Rector Drath and Ugo, who I use almost every single day. You can also use the promo code Supreme6 to get yourself another Legendary Supreme Gallic. That's not all either, because Raid Shadow Legends has been including this brand new system called the Reward Calendar. It's essentially an advent calendar that's coming to the game on April the 10th, running till May the 4th, where you can get some rewards every single day. And this is really, really cool. I'm going to remove my cam box, actually, because there's this new voting system where you're going to be able to vote for some of the rewards along the way. This is a vote for a relic drop here, which is really cool. So it's a great way to engage with the community, and I think it's a really awesome thing to try out. And the other thing that I want to mention is that I do have the Boilon Raid Shadow Legends channel. So in case you do want to help support the channel, there's some great stuff here. I've been posting about 4 videos a week. I post a whole load of videos from new player guides to current events, news, those kinds of things. So now is really an awesome time to play, and if you want to help support the channel, I would greatly appreciate that as well. So what are you waiting for? Now is an amazing time to pick up and jump into Raid. And, you know, if you do, don't forget that I also have a section in my Discord server if you want to further the conversation or get some tips as well. All right, so I do want to start things off here in the data mine section, just really quick, just to do a recap about the Fallen Dimension that is going to be coming next week. Now, we're probably going to get some more details regarding this on the Friday blog post. I'm also going to use this time to remind people again that I am making my maiden voyage abroad Friday morning. So I'll be disposed of basically for probably about 24 hours, at least, maybe a little bit more, as I get settled in Germany, and don't expect to hear much from me until maybe at the earliest, this late Saturday. But I'll probably take about 2 days to kind of do things myself. So, you know, there should be some more information in the blog post regarding this, though, maybe the rewards, things like that, which I don't have here. What's interesting, though, is that the recommendation is geared to your 18 Vigilante characters. And they're going to be the characters that you're primarily going to want to use because they're in every single lane. You can see here that the Vigilantes is in every single lane. But the other characters kind of vary a little bit. So you have just standard skill, skill hero, skill villain, city, cosmic, and global. So there's a variety of different characters, some good, some not so good. You know, so by having the Vigilantes team with their synergy together, that's going to help you perform a lot better in this. And now if there's going to be like G20s as rewards in there, I may dip into my power core reserves. We'll talk about that a little bit more when I get to my conclusion. I do want to also talk about Silver Sable's stats, because I want to start here with the video, and that's normally what I would do. I would take a look at Silver Sable and where she stacks up. So let's just start with the health category. Let's go and search for Silver Sable here. Oh, my hair's sticking up there. And not Silver Surfer. Why does it do this? Silver Sable, number 16 in the health category. And what's really interesting is that there's a lot of, I'm going to zoom in a touch, hopefully it doesn't ruin things, that a lot of the characters are actually in the same category. You can see Kahori, you know, it's a little bit older, right? But her health was really high. She was like in the top 10 before. But you can see Peggy Carter, Patriot, Hitmonkey, Silver Sable, and Punisher, all within the same kind of health range. Pretty crazy. She's a blaster damage type, so that is really good health stats for a blaster. Same with Punisher, actually, for that matter. So let's take a look at damage, and we have Silver Sable coming in at number 9. Tied with Punisher, actually, here with the same stat at 945. The number itself doesn't really matter. The ranking is what matters more. Hitmonkey and Elektra coming in a little bit behind. So the 4 of them honestly have some really solid damage numbers, which is pretty impressive. So I don't know if we're seeing a little bit of a stat creep going on with this new team in particular. I think that Vigilantes may in fact be part of this new Age of Annihilus as well. I think this is their starting point off for that. So while that doesn't matter that much, I'm just wondering whether or not this represents a little bit of a stat creep going up, because those are some pretty solid stats, and we're seeing a little bit of a climb over some of these previous characters and teams as well. Now for the armor stat, we do have, okay, maybe she's a little bit further down. No, why does it do that again? Silver Sable, number 14. I don't know why I jumped there and didn't go to Silver Sable first. So you can see here again, kind of tied with armor with Hitmonkey, pretty much with Howard the Duck. Cable is a little bit higher, but still for a blaster champion, the fact that she's top 15 in armor is pretty impressive. So her survivability, both in the health and the armor category, is pretty solid. As far as her focus goes, let's take a look at that. Nope, she's not Silver Surfer. Quicksilver, well, again, it's jumping back around. Where's Silver Sable? Number 30. I don't know why she's the last one to show up when I use the find tool. But there you go. You can see here that she's number 30. So her focus isn't super amazing, but she does get some bonus focus now as a result of some of the changes, which we'll take a look at again as well. And then for resistance, I'm just going to scroll down here. Is she really that far? Okay, 37. So her focus and resistance isn't super stellar, but her, well, actually, that's still pretty good, right? It's not that bad. 37. Her health, damage, and armor is very high. So those stats are great. And as far as speed goes, she is 128. Where she stacks up with the rest of the characters is pretty good. She's a top 20 speed. Well, there's a lot of people actually with 128, so it's not exactly, but she's like top 25 speed in the game, which is still fairly fast, all things considered. So she does have some really good stats. Her overall stat range is super stellar. And I think I said that about Daredevil Modern as well, that on a whole, that this team seems to have some pretty good stat numbers. So again, I'm wondering if this represents some new stat creep that's coming into Marvel Strike Force. Now, I do want to kind of reiterate that again, the Vigilantes team, I talked about this in a previous video, but as far as Silver Sable goes, it's not showing as of recording. It's not showing on the website yet, so I don't think this has gone in yet. But it is important to note that she does get a little bit more applicability in a war offense for her ultimate ability. I believe this is to do with that, and also her passive, which does the focus of this character, and each ally can only be reduced by offense down. And this is in all game modes as well. So I said in one of my previous videos that we'll see whether or not this team or certain characters get more of a bump. I only say that because Starjammer's got 2 updates, so I would not be surprised in the slightest if Silver Sable got a little, or the Vigilantes team in general got a little bit more. Now, as far as her tags go, she's Hero City. I don't know if she's Harry. Hero City skill, Blaster, Mercenary, Spider-Verse. Now, this is interesting because while she's not farmable yet, when she is farmable, you will be able to use her as part of Payday. Now, those Payday characters, you can also use Mercs for money, right? But we're kind of moving on a little bit, and so Silver Sable may be a little bit more relevant in this case instead of, say, Deadpool or some other character from Mercs for money that you don't really want to level up anymore and rank up or farm or whatever. Her basic attack, point blank, primary target for 310, and flip 3 positive effects into negative effects. That's fine. Her special, insertion protocol, in raids clear all barrier from all enemies. Flip all positive effects into negative effects. What I do like about this, though, is it's doing this flipping before it does any damage. I love skills that have the order of operations where it does all this stuff before it does damage, so you can flip it into defense down or for skills that remove buffs, things like that. And then you're attacking primary and adjacent for 280 and applying slow, 1 turn of slow, and 2 bleed. Her ultimate flash and clear applies heal block for 2 turns and disrupted for 2 turns to all enemies. Fine. Clear barriers from all enemies. Fine. Also in all game modes. In raids only, unfortunately. Clear charge from all enemies. Now, some of these things would be nice to have outside of raids, but perhaps make it a little bit too OP. Now, keep in mind this stuff with relations to the trauma and ability block will be working in a war offense. It's sad that it won't be outside of that. On offense, though, if this character is 4 more vigilante allies, do Thanos Endgame's ultimate. That's basically what this is, right? This is reducing buffs like Safeguard, things like that. It's just going to chop through buffs regardless of if they have Safeguard or not. And then does 320% damage and apply vulnerability, +1 vulnerability. This attack also gains 500% focus. So shouldn't be a big problem combined with the new passive where the focus cannot be reduced really. by other. Actually, what was it? Focus that can only be reduced by offense down, so no other like passive shenanigans. I guess that lowers enemy focus. Her passive. Unfortunately, all of this stuff, these two things here are locked to raids, but she's going to be the speed bar boost for the team. So maybe it's possible that you could start I don't know. Maybe you could four-man the skill section with Silver Sable in there now, because that's going to be a pretty big component of making the team more viable in raids in general. You need that speed bar kind of stuff. And you're going to get the energy battery stuff, or at least some of it anyways, on spawn from Electra too. So you might, I wonder if you might actually be able to raid with this, with the foursome, and then use somebody else. I don't know, Black Knight or someone else that just might be there that might just help you through it. On successful attack by this character, apply defense down to each attacked target. So I do like that as well. So it's always going to have defense down. And then on offense, while this enemy has 4 more vigilante allies, lowers the enemy dodge chance by 100%. Now, this is kind of really important for things like XAVIER Saga and maybe even Pocket Dimension as well, because the vigilante team does have a lot of these things, which unfortunately does require the full team to use it. I don't know if Hitmonkey may in fact be out during the Pocket Dimension as well. If he comes out basically by next Friday, that he might be on the later end of it, be available. But this stuff is really important, and part of the reason why I think I am deciding to go basically all into Vigilantes for the XAVIER Saga. Now, we still need to see the nodes, and as of recording this, I haven't seen it yet, but there might be a chance, either through the website when it gets updated or through the data mines, to have a better understanding of the characters that are going to be in the XAVIER Saga missions there. And I'm leaning towards a full 5-man Vigilantes for that. There's a lot of stuff in here that requires like multiple, the entire team, right? And so that's why I just don't think the 3 of them plus Blade and Oath is really going to be enough, and why there's so much stuff missing if you do not have the full team. Namely this stuff here too, but even Daredevil Modern has a lot of stuff in his kit that reflects an entire team as well. Hitmonkey has a couple things too, and so that all together really is important, I think, in terms of making this character and the team a little bit better. And it's a little bit unfortunate. That's why I'm wondering if there's going to be more, like backlash on the vigilantes in terms of their applicability in other game modes, the whole the entire text of the kits, and having the entire team, that kind of stuff. Or maybe that's just the direction that the game is going and they don't intend to change that. So we'll have to wait and see. But given the fact that Starjammer's got 2 updates, I would not be surprised in the slightest if Vigilantes got another one as well. And so I guess that kind of takes us to the end of the video, and whether or not that I would core for Silver Sable. I am going to be using them both in the entire team in the XAVIER Saga, and I'm going to be using as many as possible in Pocket Dimension. The question is, where does Silver Sable fit in the priority, I think, of coring for the team's characters? And normally, and I think I said this in my Daredevil video, I was looking for the Daredevil orb in here, whatever the hell it is up here somewhere, right? I know that's the diamond orb. Did I pass it? Is that I do believe that Daredevil is the better character. I think that he is basically like the Miss Marvel classic of Absolute A-Force. He is the tank. He is the healer. And so as far as a first priority character for the team, it's going to be him. Now, as far as the second priority goes, it's technically Silver Sable, because you can't do any in the raids without her either. What I'm wondering about is whether or not Daredevil is going to have a free-to-play event next week or not. I haven't, as of recording this video, I've not seen the data mines yet or anything related to next week's event. So I haven't cored for him yet, but if he's not next week, I think I may in fact go ahead and core him, and I may do so for Silver Sable as well. Now, the weird thing is, though, of course, is that I said that, the last character, aka Hitmonkey, should be the most important, because there is no team without having that last member. And that much is true. But I also don't know how long we're going to be waiting for these characters to get unlocked, and they are a raid team, and I really don't want to continue sacking and doing other things, crazy things in my Chaos raid, and I'd really like to just be able to clear the skill section. I'm sure a lot of people would as well. So I might just get desperate and break down and core for them, and I know I'm going to use them anyways, both for Pocket Dimension and for the XAVIER Saga, and I should see some dividends there as well. Now is a good time, or soon would be a good time to core for them as well, because we're currently in the Mutants versus Zombies event, and you will get some additional benefits by spending your power cores for there. That might help you break some ties on the upcoming leaderboard payout that's going to be on Monday as well. So that might be another reason why you might want to core for them as well. But as far as Silver Sable standalone, I'm going to give her like a 3.5 out of 5, and I would give Daredevil like a 4 out of 5 because I think it's in that order that you probably would want to core this time around for Vigilante. So if you do have Daredevil, great, then you can go for Silver Sable. Otherwise, you might want to consider that first, depending on whether or not he's going to have an event coming. So that's going to be it for now, everyone. That's the end of the video. Also, don't forget about the Raid Shadow Legends. Check it out down below. Help support the Boilon Raid Shadow Legends journey. And if you want to give it a shot, now's a great time to play because there's tons of stuff for you to do and lots of great champions to pick up for free. So that's going to be it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.